What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all already know who it is. This is Mrs. Me Too Squad. Yes, please like and share and comment. Today, I just want to talk to you about holding ourselves accountable. I realize that we as people, it is easier for us to blame other people for the things that we're going through and the things that we've been through, instead of sometimes looking at what could we do to be a better person? What can we do to make our lives much easier? I know that a lot of times we like to play victim, and a lot of times it's hard for us to look at ourselves, but I'm a firm believer that we must examine ourselves. My mother used to tell me when I was younger, if you don't like something, then you must change it. A lot of times we don't know how to change things because we are scared of change. But I just want to ask you a question on this evening. And the question on this evening is, what can you do to be a better person? A lot of times our relationships go wrong because we don't hold ourselves accountable. We don't hold ourselves to higher standards. In life, I realized that we must hold ourselves to higher standards. There's nothing wrong with holding ourselves to a higher standard. I know that sometimes people might think that you might think that you're better than them. I know sometimes people might think that, they might think that you got everything going on. But what they fail to realize is, when you look back over your life, and you realize you're not the same person that you used to be, and you realize how far God has really, really brought you, sometimes you don't begin to think that you're better, but you know that you're better than the situation where you're coming from. Me being a young lady that was born and raised in the projects and just accomplishing a lot of things that I've accomplished, I like to hold myself to a higher standard because I know that I don't have the same mindset. I know that I don't have the same walk. I know I don't have the same talk. But sometimes, even thou sometimes have to go back and just search my heart all over again. Sometimes even I have to go back and ask God to touch my mind. Sometimes I myself have to go back and say, God, I'm sorry for the things that I might have said. Sometimes I got to go back and just ask God to mend some relationships. A lot of us, we are having trouble in relationships, not just husband and wives relationship, but even friendships, even relationships with our children, because we sometimes don't want to face that we might have did something wrong. We might have said something wrong. But I want you to know this, that whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that you're going through, there's nothing wrong with holding yourself to a higher standard and taking accountability for your actions. No, it's not easy when you have to face that you might be the one with a nasty attitude. No, it's not easy when we have to face that, we might have to be the ones to change our thinking. But I do want you to know one thing, that it is okay. It is well. It is okay and it is well. I'm truly, 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 I just want to pose a question to you on this evening. Do you think that maybe you can be a better person? Do you think that maybe you can change the way that you think? Do you think that maybe you can change the way that you talk? Maybe even the way that you walk? But I just wanted to just stop here for a little while and let you guys know that I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. But today's message pretty much is, do you hold yourself at a higher standard? And also, I want you to know that sometimes with holding yourself to a higher standard, you might have to change people, places, and things. And there's nothing wrong with changing people, places, and things, because sometimes people can keep you in the mindset of where you used to be when God is trying to bring you further. Sometimes going into those old places will bring up memories where you might want to do a little two-step or something, But I just really wanted to say that sometimes, do we think that maybe we are the problem? What can we do to better ourselves? What can we do to better our relationship? What can we do to better our relationship with our children? What can we do to better our relationship with our parents? Because a lot of us, we are going through a lot of issues because of our childhood and things like that. And we don't know how to cope with it. So we just go on in life not realizing that we are becoming evil to our children, or sometimes we're breaking relationships with our children because the only thing we saw growing up was what we saw growing up. So if you were in a household where your mother didn't hug you enough, or your mother didn't tell you how much she loved you, then sometimes when we begin to have our children, we don't really know how to say we love them. We don't really hold them. We don't really tell them, that everything's going to be all right. So I really just want to talk about accountability and holding yourself to a higher standard. But just in case you don't know who this is, it's Mrs. Me Too Squad. And I just want to say that I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't forget to like, share, and comment.